Okay. Well,
Hi,
hello, hello.
Misha. Hello,
Hi, Errol.
hello. How are
Hi.
you? How are you, my love?
Good, good. All is good.
Lovely, lovely. Well, I mean, for those who do not know you, I have to really add a couple of sentences, a bit different than any other interview that I had so far.
Hmm.
And I would like them to know that you are the person who helped me a lot in my own psyche journey as being an instructor, doing all the organizations and everything in New York, and opened the door for United States for me.
Hmm.
Deep
Oh, you're
gratitude
welcome.
for that.
Oh, happy to. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So thank you for accepting to share your psyche journey with others, Misha. Let me start with a very basic question. Although I know the answer, but the
Yeah,
others
yeah.
might be interested
Yeah,
to
yeah,
hear.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Uh, how did Psyche find you?
Well, interesting questions that, as you said, you know the answer to. But Psyche found me through your brother,
Uh,
and he basically asked me if I would organize something in New York City for you, and I did, and that's how Psyche found me, and I found Psyche.
Beautiful. And then you were in the workshop, of course.
Yeah, and then of course I took all the workshops and pretty much, and it has been a wonderful journey, really. Yeah, on so many levels, actually.
Lovely. Well, I mean, can you share a bit of those levels if you are willing? So, what has shifted in your life since Psyche came in your journey?
You know,
Spiritually, emotionally,
yeah, yeah,
physically?
yeah. So so much has shifted. I have worked with different techniques for a really, really long time for myself and for my clients, but I would say that Psyche, what shifted was like that I had immediate access to something very quick that I could create shifts for myself, obviously for my clients as well. But sometimes it is not so easy, even if you know healing techniques and transformational stuff, to kind of get to your stuff very quickly and
Hmm.
very effectively. So I would say that that has shifted everything, really, in some ways. Not that I haven't been doing inner work before, but I could knock it off very, very quickly. Or I don't know if knock it off is like the expression really to use, but get to it very quickly and create shifts very quickly. So it's it's an ongoing process with like everything, but to have that easy access to just sit down and in a matter of minutes to create a shift is beyond
Yeah,
wonderful.
it's a blessing. I know. It's yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
for self-realization, especially,
yeah,
and finding out who and what you really are in this journey.
exactly.
Psyche helped me a lot too along the journey.
And sometimes the changes can be subtle and you realize them later on, but I guess like the biggest, like, no doubt about this thing was when I managed to break both of my arms at the same time.
I
And
know. I remember. Oh,
and that was quite a gift in on so many levels, but it was amazing how quickly I have healed. The doctors were absolutely amazed. And I immediately, basically went into psyche processes, like within like really very short period of time when it happened. So that was for me, if anything, I didn't have any doubts, but that was pretty something that the mind cannot dispute.
yeah, 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 beautiful. So when people come to you and ask you what is Psyche, what is your definition to it? How do you explain them what Psyche is?
To be honest with you, it kind of depends on the person. For me, the definition is like that it's an evolutionary tool, really. I just feel that you can get to your software and kind of upgrade it to really release the limits that are holding you back in your life. And yeah, so that is my definition, and that's pretty much somewhere along those lines that I tell people. But it's a very quick tool, and
Yeah.
I would say extremely elegant tool. In my book, in my book.
So gentle.
So gentle, so quick, and there are no doubts, like there are no questions, there are no stories. It just basically the software gets tweaked, and you are a new person. Every balance, you are a new person. You know.
What I love about it is basically no drama, no space for drama.
Yeah,
That's
it's true.
what I
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
about
yeah,
it.
yeah.
So well, I mean, the more you find about yourself, the more interesting things come up, and I keep
Yeah.
on working. For example, do you still have things that you're working on?
Oh, sure, because I feel like there are different levels to things, and sometimes I think that everything, oh, this this is worked out, and it is on that level, but then something else kicks in, and I'm on another, part of the ladder.
Yeah.
And so I feel, we are all evolving, and so we need to evolve the beliefs also. Whatever that means for every person individually, and collectively. So I feel that there is always work, but it's not like that it's work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like it's very easy. Like if something comes up, I just can create shift. Just, okay, I'm sit down, 2 minutes later, it's,
It's something
so
else.
it's something else. Yeah. And so that's what I love about it, that it's really so elegant, so easy, so accessible. And yeah, and we
Beautiful.
are all, work in progress. So it's, I don't think that you ever will say, oh, I am done, no matter how much we wish that.
Yeah.
But
Work in progress to nirvana.
yeah,
That's how I call
exactly.
it. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like riding a bicycle. You keep on pushing
yeah,
the pedals, but the more you do
it's,
psyche, the
yeah,
easier
you
riding
grow.
becomes. Yeah,
Oh,
you grow.
absolutely. Yeah. It's
And
almost like a
yeah,
tweaking, it's very rarely now that something like super huge comes up, unless pandemic hits. But
so how was the journey with psyche in pandemic?
it was actually very the pandemic itself was, I would say, without wanting to sound arrogant, it was a very easy journey for me, because I already came in it with a belief that is happening for us, not to us, which was complete, which I related to it in a completely different way. So the pandemic itself was not as stressful for me, but I have made life changes related to the pandemic. I have moved upstate, which I'm currently still at. I don't know if I'm going back or not. So there were all these things that suddenly brought out all other things that I did not either have to face or experience, or they were like a little bit, I don't want to say traumatic, but a little bit unsettling to me. So Psyche was a wonderful, wonderful tool to get me kind of back in, in balance and at ease about it.
Yeah, to center yourself back.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. And well, I mean, I know that you have many clients, but for those who would be interested to reach out and ask for your help, is that okay if we share your
Sure,
contact
absolutely.
details on the video?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's beautiful. Well, Misha, my love, it was always, I mean, it's always a pleasure to
Yeah,
talk to
absolutely.
you,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
this was a lovely conversation. And I'm just like, even though I was in New York last week and I couldn't see you,
Yeah,
but hopefully I will be there physically and give you a big
yeah.
hug. Thank you
Yeah,
for sharing your experience.
absolutely. Much love.
Thank you. Much love.
Bye.
Bye-bye then. Bye.